Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Faiz Alwafi. I'm from the Sociolinguistic class. Today, I would like to explain about language change and language planning or policy. So, let's get started for my explanation. So, as we know that language varies in three major ways, which are interestingly interrelated over time. In physical, space, and socially, language change has its origins in spatial, or regional and social variation. So, the source of change over time is always current variation. The possibility of linguistic change exists as soon as a new form of developed and begins to be used alongside an existing form. If the new form spreads, the change is in progress. If it eventually displaces the old form, the change has become a fait accompli. Similarly, a sound change occurs when one sound is replaced in people's speech by another over a period of time, or when a sound disappears, the process is the same. So, the change which people are aware of have been described as changes from above. These are changes where people are conscious of their social significance as a desirable or prestige feature of speech. So, people evaluate the speech of those who use such features highly. A second meaning of change form above refers to the source. Uh, it means it It means that in this sense, above refers to the fact that a feature is generally spreading downwards through the social groups in the speech community. Um, Next is reasons for language change. There are social status. The first is lower class speakers are more influential in spreading less conscious linguistic change. Lower class men, in particular, often adopt speech form from nearby local workers to express solidarity, especially, rather than status or prestige. Interestingly, it is not the people that at the bottom of the social heap who tend innovate in this way, but rather those in middle of the pile. The upper working class is how this group has sometimes been described. It may be that this group whose network have the particular combination of opponents which provides exposure to alternative uh, linguistic forms together with a level of destiny which give the forms an opportunity to get established. So, next is gender. Based on this gender difference in woman and man speech are another source of variation which can result in linguistic change. Sometimes women are the innovators, leading a linguistic change, and sometimes men. Women tend to be associated with change towards both prestige vernacular norms, whereas men more often introduce vernacular change. The next point, there are interaction. As we know that interaction and content between people is crucial in providing the channel for linguistic change. Linguistic change generally progresses most slowly in tightly knit communicates which have little contact with the outside world. There are plenty of examples of places where isolation has contributed to linguistic conversation. So, there are four steps in language planning. The first is selection. The selection means is choosing a word to be developed. The second, there is codification. Based off this point, after choosing a word, it will be called as a linguistic process. Like we will identify the words. The third point, there is elaboration. Elaboration is extending language expansion. So the last point, there is securing its acceptance. As we know that this is the final step where community has accepted the new word. So maybe that's all from me. I'm so sorry for my mistakes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.